for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
Good morning, everybody. How are we? Happy Tuesday. Greetings, salutations. We're here with Jason again. Everybody give Jason some love. He's filling in for Mock. Say hello, Jason.
You're setting me up for failure. Oh,
How?
everybody say hello. There's Jason. You love him. And the next 10 emails you're going to read. Who's this guy with the big ears? Who's this nerd with a pumpkin head? Get him off my TV. I'm never listening again.
I've been looking. I'm going to look for some hate mail. And if there is any hate mail, we're going to try to read that on the show this week. But so far, I haven't gotten any hate mail. So I'm a little disappointed, you guys, that we haven't gotten any hate mail. So we'll see if we get any of that. We'll read it on the air this week, you guys. So we're coming out of the gate. We're going to talk about lots of stuff today, you guys. We're going to get to Tucker going off the rails, the 25th Amendment. There's all sorts of crazy stuff happening today. First, though, let's get this out of the way. Savannah Guthrie came back to the Today Show yesterday, and she was at the anchor desk for the first time since her mother's disappearance. But they still have not solved that kidnapping thing that nobody knows what happened to her mother. But she was back, and there was a clip from that. I have that. You guys check this out. Phil, are you doing that? I guess I'm doing it.
Today on this Monday morning, we are so glad you started your week with us, and it is good to be home.
Yes, it is good to have you back at home.
Well, here we go, ready or not.
Yeah.
Let's do the news.
Yes, so good to have you back. All right, there's a lot happening here on a Monday morning.
Okay, so she is back. Wait, no. Okay. All right. Phil, Phil is doing this today. I'm assuming Phil is doing this. We probably should have touched base before, but I was told that Phil is handling this today. So I'm going to back off or not back off. I don't know. I'm not really sure what's going on.
It's a well-oiled machine.
It is a well-oiled machine today, you guys. We probably should have communicated that before we went on the air. But anyways, she's back. So I'm really excited that she's back. And it was like a little bit, she's like, we're going to do the news. But I cannot imagine going back on the air and doing the news and talking about other people's kidnappings and stuff like that happening in other people's families when your mother is still, she's never been found. Like that whole issue, man, that whole story was crazy, you guys. We talked about it nonstop for like 4 weeks and then nothing. It was just crickets. Crazy.
Yeah, I'd be happy to go back to work. Like, I'm the total opposite here. Like, I would need something to do, something to get up in the morning to take my mind off of everything.
Right. Mm-hmm.
If there's a horrific thing that happens in my life, I don't want to just sit around all day and stew about it and think about it. And at this point, I mean, if we're just being honest with each other, I think Savannah probably knows what the outcome is. She probably has accepted the fact that her mother's no longer with us. Mm-hmm. So it becomes a recovery operation. There's not much she can do, right? Early on, she was willing to pay the ransom fee and do the videos and be the face, and there was still hope. I hate saying this, but I don't believe there's hope anymore.
No, I don't think so either.
The only thing you can do is keep on doing, if that makes sense. So
I think it would have been nice to have some closure though. Like when you just don't know anything, like, in your heart, she's probably not with us anymore, but when you don't have any closure at all, it just sucks. So that sucks. Anyways, so that happened. She's back on the air.
And one more thing here. Can I jump in here real fast here, Daisy?
Yeah.
I feel like the sheriff in this investigation hasn't taken enough heat. Now, he did for about a 3 to 4 day cycle. He was going to college basketball games when this investigation was going on, which, all right, fine. Maybe it was a Christmas gift for the kids. I don't know. But when you're the face of a major investigation, you can't have those sort of bad optic moments.
Totally true.
Just the way that he's handled it, his relationship with the feds, this whole thing's been a mess. And I kind of feel like most people have just moved on from this, but feels like this guy deserves a little bit more criticism for the way that he's handled this.
I totally agree. Yeah, it's been completely bungled from the beginning. And then yesterday, Artemis astronauts, they broke the record for the furthest out in space any human has traveled in all of history, and they're set to slingshot around the moon. So this is history being made. And I think it's been overshadowed by so much other stuff that's been happening, but that happened yesterday, you guys. We can check that out. Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah, from the cabin of integrity here, as we surpass the furthest distance humans have ever traveled from planet Earth, we do so in honoring the extraordinary efforts and feats of our predecessors in human space exploration.
All right, which is really cool. Again,
Right.
I mean, we're kind of badass. America's badass.
Yeah.
I think we need to remember that, right?
And when you go, like I was reading about this yesterday, this is insane. When these astronauts went on the dark side of the moon, they don't have radio contact for 40 minutes with, the base back home. So could you imagine the testicular fortitude that it takes to be in the middle of deep space, like outer space, the dark side of the moon, and no contact with anybody for 40 minutes? That has to be low-key terrifying.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. And if they don't play some Pink Floyd, then it's just I don't know what they're doing with their life.
Right. Absolutely.
It's a lost moment. Totally. All right. So that also happened. And then yesterday, we had nothing going on yesterday, you guys. Like, there's so much happening. But Trump had a press conference about the Iran war. We have a couple clips from that. But first off, when we were live yesterday, they were reporting that the head of the IRGC intelligence operation, he was killed, because they're just killing everybody there. He was killed on Sunday night with airstrikes. And then Trump reiterated that the deadline is tonight for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or face U.S. strikes on power plants, bridges, and other infrastructure, which, we'll see what happens. Now, he called a recent 45-day ceasefire proposal a significant step, but not good enough. And then Iran was like, nope, because they said that was unreasonable. And then he also talked about oil prices, talked about that at the press conference yesterday. He said they could last into summer. But he stressed that Iran will not get nuclear weapons. Like, that is the big thing here. And the tone was upbeat on the rescue. They talked about the rescue a little bit. Hegseth talked. There was a couple other people that talked. We have a clip here from Hegseth.
A running coordination cell. And the top of it read 45 minutes and 45 hours and 56 minutes. For 45 hours and 56 minutes, we held that call open for coordination. From the moment our pilots went down, our mission was unblinking. The call never dropped, the meeting never stopped, the planning never ceased. The president demanded rapid, decisive action. He backed our military with the full weight of his resolve, refusing to let enemy propaganda or tactical setbacks deter us. His leadership ensured that every lethal and non-lethal resource was brought to bear, that our forces had the authorities and the support they needed to succeed. When the president says he has the backs of our warfighters, he means it. And it means a great deal, and it's a big difference on the battlefield. President Trump understands that peace through strength is not a slogan. It is a doctrine that saves American lives. His unwavering commitment to rebuilding our military and restoring the warrior spirit has paid dividends in missions just like this one. Under his command, America projects power with confidence and brings our people home with victory. And that continues today, by the way. Per the president's direction, today will be the largest volume of strikes since day one of this operation. Tomorrow, even more than today. And then Iran has a choice. Choose wisely, because this president...
Okay, so they basically had like a 40-hour long-distance call, and that liberals are like, that we're paying for that. That's going to be really expensive. That's going to be like their spin. Right. It's really expensive. We can't afford that. This is what they do now. But
all of a sudden, they're fiscal conservatives
right.
when it comes to national security. But
right.
if Ukraine needs $150 million to study the effect of cocaine on kangaroos that are in Australia,
lesbian squirrels. Don't forget the lesbian squirrels, Jason.
Lesbian squirrels, yes.
Yes.
Now, what do we make of the fact that that press conference that Hegseth normally does in the mornings was canceled for today? Because, man, the tinfoil hat people are out in droves saying, oh, this means that they're going to have a big strike tonight at 8 o'clock. And I've also heard Pete Hegseth has been told, don't do these anymore, and you're about to get fired. Like, all the tinfoil hat people are just trying to look so much into why they're not having a press briefing this morning.
I just don't. I bat those people away because I just look at it. This administration is the most transparent in history.
Right.
They give. So, I mean, I think it's like you teach people how to treat you. They have taught the American populace that they're over transparent. And so they get used to that. And they're like, if I don't see or hear from them every single minute of every day, then something's wrong. I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on. It's like, oh my God, they're spoiled at this point by transparency. It's like they overdo it. So we have another clip from Trump. He gave them, like you were talking about, there's a lot going on today, but there's a deadline, obviously, of 8 p.m. today. And he was talking about pushing them back into the Stone Ages. Here's that.
This is a critical period. They have a period of, well, till tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I gave them an extension. They asked for an extension of 7 days, right? I said, Steve, give them 10 days. 10 days is up actually today, so I gave them 11, I guess, indirectly. I thought it was inappropriate the day after Easter. I want to be a nice person. They have till tomorrow. Now, we'll see what happens. I can tell you they're negotiating, we think, in good faith. We're going to find out. We're getting the help of some incredible countries that want this to be ended because it affects them also. A lot of people are affected by this, but we're giving them till tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time, and after that, they're going to have no bridges. They're going to have no power plants. Stone Ages, yeah, Stone Ages.
Stone Ages.
So, Ms. Daisy, can I read something that the president just put on Truth Social 5 minutes ago?
Yes.
This was 5 minutes ago. So it's where I live. It's 8:12 Eastern time.
Okay.
Texas time, it's
7:12. Right.
This was at 8:06 Eastern time from the official account of your president. Quote, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. However, now that we have complete and total regime change where different, smarter, and less radical minds prevail, maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight. One of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot to unpack there.
A lot, a whole lot. And there's going to be a whole lot of like Tuckers and people like that who are super pissed off about it.
Right.
Because and we're going to be talking about that today too, where a lot of people are like, he's out of his mind. And I don't think he's out of his mind, you guys. I just don't.
Like, this is such a great start of a sentence. A whole civilization will die tonight. Like, in my mind, that's what the Michigan basketball coach told his team, before the championship game last night. You see Connecticut over there? A whole civilization's going to
die. They're going to die tonight. Yeah. Listen. And after all this is said and done, he already knows what he's going to do as a career, right? He was saying yesterday in 2020, after he's president with us, he's going to be president of Venezuela. You guys check out this clip.
Until tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Stone Ages, yeah. Stone Ages.
It's right. It's coming up.
And we, just so you understand, the people of Venezuela, they say if I ran for president of Venezuela, I'm polling higher than anybody has ever polled in Venezuela. So after I'm finished with this, I can go to Venezuela. I will quickly learn Spanish. It won't take too long. I'm good at language. And I will go to Venezuela. I'm going to run for president. But we're very happy with the president-elect that we have right now, the people that are running it. If you remember Bush with Iraq.
Yeah, he's going to be president of Venezuela, you guys. He's good at language. He's really good at it.
It won't take him that long.
Right.
It won't take him that long to learn it. I love the cadence that he uses. I'm going to run for president. He kind of ramps it up just a little bit. Won't take very long. Won't take very long.
You're tweeting out the F word on
what?
Whoa. Hey,
what's happening? I'm not touching anything. I don't know what's going on. I have hands off. I just want to talk to you guys about chips, okay? Really quick. We have to talk about masa. We have to talk about masa chips. Have you tried these, Jason? They're fantastic. They have 4 ingredients. Okay. That's it. Most chips have like gobs and gobs of crap in them and they make you feel like dookie because you feel all bloated and disgusting. These are amazing. They have 4 ingredients. Okay. That's it. They have 3 ingredients. These have 3. Some of them have 4 because they have like extra like sweet stuff in them, like the churros ones, but these have 3: corn, sea salt, and tallow. That's it. That's all that's in these. They're so good. The blue are my favorite, you guys. And then I love the churros ones too, but they taste incredible. I have so many friends that I've converted over to masa chips. I love them so much. You guys, spring cleaning is happening right now. You should be cleaning out your pantries of all the garbage that you eat and putting good stuff in there, all the maha stuff. They're made with real food. Like I said, they fill you up faster so you don't feel disgusting after you eat them. You don't get that crash or your bloat or anything like that. You can maha-ify your life because these are awesome. They taste incredible. I have a friend of mine that lives down the street from me. He's addicted to the churros ones. He eats them with melted marshmallows.
Ooh.
I prefer like the chocolate hummus or the Nutella that we do, but the marshmallows, I'm gonna try it. I think because I'm an adult and I can do what I want, But give masa a try. Go to masa. I think it's there we go. masachips.com/chicks. You can get 25% off your first order with code chicks. So do it masachips.com, code chicks.
So they're kind of like the chips on the right.
They are the chips on the right. They should totally use that as their slogan.
There's no off switch on this genius panel.
Right? It's just always lit up. So great. All right. We got to talk about the crazy people that used to be on our side of the aisle. We're going to get there. Tucker, y'all, has entered the chat. Okay. He has entered. You guys remember the other day, the Easter tweet, actually yesterday, we talked about the Easter tweet or the X that Trump put out yesterday. And there was a lot in that tweet and we were okay with it. You and I talked about it yesterday. We unpacked it a little bit. We were fine with it.
It's a line in my house now. Again, I used it last night again, curled up in the sack, got in that little spoon position, whispered in my wife's ear, open your freaking straight.
Open the straight, right? I mean, this is the thing. It's a great pickup line for Jason. It's like, it's working for people all over the country, but apparently not working for Tucker, right? So he's under the chat. Here he is having a meltdown.
Who do you think you are?
Oh, God.
You're tweeting out the F word on Easter morning? You'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah.
Okay.
So obviously you're mocking the religion of Iran. Okay. If you seek a religious war, that's a good idea. But by the way, no decent person mocks other people's religions. You may have a problem with the theology. Presumably you do if it's not your religion, and you can explain what that is. But to mock other people's faith is to mock the idea of faith itself. And we should never mock that because at its core is the acknowledgement that we are not in charge of the universe. We did not build it. We won't be here at the end of it. We can destroy life. We cannot create it because we are not God. The message of all faith at the biggest picture level is the message in our Bible, which is you are not God. And only if you think you are do you talk this way. But it's not just mockery of Islam. And no president should mock Islam. That's not your job. This is not a theocracy. We don't go to war with other theocracies to find out which theocracy is more effective. We are not a theocracy. And God willing, we never will be because theocracies corrupt the religion. No, this is a mockery, not just of Islam. It's a mockery of Christianity.
No, it's not.
To send out a tweet with the F word on Easter morning, promising the murder of civilians and then saying, praise be to Allah, without explaining any of it, you are mocking me and every other Christian because we're Christians. We can't support that. That is evil. That is an intentional desecration of beauty and truth, which is the definition of evil.
Don't mock Islam. That sounds kind of Islamic to me, is what it sounds like. And I figure since he's a Muslim, you think he would enjoy the whole praise be to Allah part.
Right.
And
since when does Tucker get to tell us what we can and can't talk about?
Right.
So first of all, Pope Carlson there maybe needs to take a deep step back and ease up on acting like he's the king of all religion. And second of all, I'm a American citizen, so I have been granted the freedom of speech and expression. And if I want to make fun of the fact that one religion tends to blow up a lot more than the other religions, I don't think that makes me the bad guy, Tucker.
Exactly. He speaks as though all religions are good and good-natured, and he's wrong. He's just wrong.
And look, I'm equal opportunity. I'll make fun of my own religion. I'll make fun of all, but you don't get to tell me what I can and can't.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm an American citizen. I've been given the right to freedom of speech and expression. And if I want to make fun of the fact that there's a bunch of lunatics that believe a bunch of virgins are waiting for them if they blow up a bus full of children, then I'm absolutely going to rip on that.
Amen, Jason. Amen. Okay, so there's that. So Tucker, of course, is so upset about the Easter tweet. All right. And then before yesterday's press conference, Democrats have been spinning the 25th Amendment thing. But now we have people that are, presumably on the right that are also spinning it too. You guys, the 25th Amendment crap was all over social media yesterday. Like, I could not escape it. And I could play you clip upon clip upon clip and tweet upon tweet of people that were talking about that yesterday. I'm just so over it. But I think probably my favorite one was from Alex Jones. So we'll play that one.
Compared to existential threat, how do we 25th Amendment is asked?
The problem is to get the 25th Amendment is harder than impeachment. You have to get 2/3 of the House and 2/3 of the Senate.
So what do we do?
Tackle Trump and pretend, let him pretend he's president and publicly report that he's going through a health issue and Vance take over. It literally needs to be something like that. It's that bad.
I've known you a long time. You've never called for a internal coup before.
Ever. But that's how dangerous this is. That's how risky it is for the whole world.
Yeah, if I was the Democrats, I'd stop poking Trump and messing with him. That only makes it worse. Like, you guys need to watch out. This isn't a guy acting like he's crazy. This is real.
Well, what's there going to be to take over in 2026 or 2028 if this hits the fan? If we get it, he's threatening an extinction level event for the people of Iran tomorrow. Does nobody think there'll be any blowback from that? If he follows through on that, the whole world is screwed.
You were saying during the break, there's other ways to do this. People need to not just tell them the truth, like Susie Walsh said. It's time to just not. Say what you just said.
Yeah, well, legally and constitutionally, the vice president is an independent elected official. The same as legally and constitutionally, the only oath any member of the military takes, any member of the State Department takes, any member of the intelligence community takes.
Harley Cat asked if that was Dom DeLuise.
They look like two guys that were nominees for the Gerber baby in 1974 that have grown up and are having a conversation together.
I mean, it's just so absurd watching those two talk about this. So I don't know. I'd expect it from Democrats because they tried the indictment stuff. They tried to kill him 3 times. The guys,
Look, if you're not going to use the 25th Amendment for Joe Biden, who literally was falling up and downstairs
crapping
and
his pants,
gibberish and crapping his pants.
Right.
If you're not going to use the 25th Amendment for the guy that was literally too stupid to put on the ballot, then you're not going to 25th Amendment Donald Trump.
Right.
Unless Republicans get weak and wishy-washy, which,
well, this is the thing. I'm seeing so many people on our side of the aisle that are turning, and they're freaking out about. Well, at least I say our side of the aisle. These are the woke right is what I'm talking about. Like those people who who actually stumped for him and helped to get him elected. And now they're having buyer's remorse. They're saying, I totally wish I wouldn't have, told people to vote for him. And one of those people is Candace. She and Pierce and Megan and Tucker, they're all kind of incestuous on each other's shows now because I think that's all they got. Like it was like her turn to be on Pierce's show, I think the other day. And that she said this.
Are you done with Donald Trump, or could you see a way that you would end up perhaps voting for him? Oh, you can't run again, obviously, but would you support him publicly again?
So I want to be clear. I don't regret voting for Donald Trump above Kamala. I think he was the better candidate, certainly a better candidate above Joe Biden. But what I will say is that he's been a chronic disappointment. And I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen and it is happening. But I just think that the picture of politics in America is going to look very differently because of his actions. So I don't know where we go from here. I really don't. But this is not the candidate that I voted for.
She's embarrassed about that. Like, she's embarrassed about that, but not marrying a gay baron.
Because Candace has gone off such a deep end, actually, I'll listen to her argument for that. Now, I don't have to agree, but at least I can understand where she's coming from. If she wants to argue with me, you promised no wars, we're stuck in a war. You promised lower prices, we're getting up there toward Biden level gas. Not quite there yet, but we're getting close. All right, I'll have that conversation. But when she starts getting kooky about Charlie Kirk and aliens and all that kind of stuff, then you've lost me.
Right. Okay. I hear you. That's fair. Remember yesterday when I was talking about how theovon needed to touch grass and he was just, he's like losing his mind. Well, I saw this right after our show, this particular tweet from him. It says, "Grateful I got to spend Easter with my friends. Thank you, God, for filling my day with so many wonderful people. And thank you for giving me a place to bring the parts of me that feel broken." So there's that. And that
parts
is
of me that feel broken. Jeez,
yeah.
like Socrates all of a sudden. Theo.
I guess because he feels broken. And that was Candace. And I can't remember the girl that used to be on Daily Wire that looks like Ben Shapiro. What's her name? I don't know her name, but she looks like Ben Shapiro, like in drag. I don't know her name. Anyways, and then there was commentary. Somebody created some commentary about that, which I thought was spot on. I cannot say it any better. Oh, it's from a person named Bren. So theovon went on Joe Rogan and expressed frustrations about how the world is controlled by Satanists. We're giving all of our money to Israel and everything is doom and gloom. 1 week later, posts picture and says he's thankful for his friends like Candace. Makes sense now. Choose your friends wisely, which is so apropos and so true, because I always tell my daughter, like, be careful who you hang out with, because show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. It's just it's so true. So that was
theovon trying to get into that inner circle. Like, so many people that do broadcasting or podcasting, they want to expand their brand, right?
Right.
Like the model was Clay Travis. Clay Travis was a sports host who turned himself into a great radio host. Now he's got Outkick, all that kind of stuff. You're seeing Stephen A. Smith at ESPN doing the same thing, getting into the political realm. Well, now I think you're seeing the political realm people trying to up the ante just a little bit. Comedians trying to get into the political realm. They realize there's a lot of money for cult speak. And when I say cult, I don't mean doom and gloom, put on the Nikes and let's all kill ourselves in the lawn. But it's pretty tribal, right? People like to hear what they want to hear. And if you find somebody else that is saying the things that you like to hear, that's a place where maybe you'll spend some dollars.
Yeah. And it goes back to that whole incestuous thing where they all hang out together and they go on each other's podcasts and they feed each other financially.
Right.
And otherwise. And
they're making money.
Yeah, to your point. Yeah, totally. They do that. Speaking of Candace and conspiracy theories, I saw this yesterday and thought it was interesting. And it's kind of a thorn in the side of the candy cultists. It's Michael Knowles talking about the Charlie Kirk case, which we haven't talked about much lately because nothing's been happening. But now stuff is starting to happen. So check this out.
Which is making the argument, obviously, that Tyler Robinson murdered Charlie Kirk. The prosecution now has some new witnesses. Do you know who they are? They're not people who were just speculating from the government or from the private sector, or from the media, or from... Do you know who is going to testify for the prosecution? Tyler Robinson's parents. You know who else is going to testify? Tyler Robinson's tranny boyfriend. That's who. That's firmer stuff. Because what we know about the alleged murderer is that his fingerprints were on the murder weapon. We know that he confessed multiple times to murdering Charlie. We know that he had means, motive, and opportunity. We know that he's the kind of person, radical, LGBT, radicalized online by leftism, the kind of person who's been trying to murder not just Charlie Kirk, but many public conservatives for many, many years now. We've all seen it up close. But we also know that he confessed to his parents. Allegedly, I have to say allegedly until he's convicted. We know that he confessed to his parents allegedly, and to the trainee boyfriend, both of whom are going to be called up by the prosecution. That's good news.
Yeah, I think it's good news, but it's probably not good news to the candy cultists because they're just like, here's the 18,000 other people that I think had a hand in Charlie Kirk's death.
Right. And it's not good news to the Daily, Daily Mail
Daily Mail
last week? Who
Yeah.
put that ridiculous headline out.
Totally.
The bullet doesn't match the gun. It's such a clickbait bullcrap headline.
Yeah,
and
it
if
is.
you actually spend 2 minutes and read the article, all it basically states was, the bullet was so beat up, we're having a hard time matching whether or not it goes with that firearm specifically. But oh, by the way, and Michael points this out in the video, the fingerprints of the shooter are all over the rifle, which to me is a much bigger story than a beat up shell casing that you find on the ground.
Totally. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Yeah, but people never read the actual articles, Jason.
No.
They
And
only
there was
read
a lot of people on our side that shared that bullcrap headline, and like one of them was filling out on my radio show, and I had to rip him on the air for it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. If my daughter-in-law sent it to me and she's like, oh my gosh, is this true? What's going on? I'm like, honey, read the article. Please read the article.
Right.
Or like, no, please don't fall into this. Like this is the thing. People are busy. People only read, headlines. We're such a society of short bits of information, tiny bits of information now. People don't want to read the substance. They don't care about that. Nobody's long form anymore. Everybody's short bits of TikTok-y information. That's all.
And it wasn't anything new. We knew all of the stuff, the ballistics information past October.
Agreed. You guys, sorry about Bear. He's going crazy in the background. Hopefully he'll calm down. I think he sees cows like he's never seen cows before. Freaking idiot dog. Anyways, all right. So a lot of these right wingers are like, okay, so Trump sucks now. I'm going to turn against him. They're like screaming out the 25th Amendment. They're really upset about this. They think, or at least they're pushing the notion that we're going to lose in the midterms and we're going to, lose in 2028 because of all this, right? This is the new narrative that's being pushed out there. But weirdly enough, another thing I saw yesterday was that we're still winning on favorability by 5 points, according to a CNN poll. You guys, check this out.
Look at this, net favorability. Party ahead at this point, midterm years with the GOP president. In 2018, Dems were up by 12. In 2006 on net favorability, which party you like more? Dems were ahead by 18. Republicans are actually ahead on net favorability at this point by 5 points. So Democrats are just simply running behind their previous benchmarks, and they need to be running well ahead of them if they want to take back the United States Senate, given that map.
To be clear, both parties are wildly unfavorable right now. However,
Democrats are even more unpopular than Republicans.
Some of these charts.
Okay, so we're the lesser of two evils. But what do you make of that?
Like Mock and I talked about this a couple weeks ago when I was here. Harry Enton, the data guy at CNN. I actually like Harry.
Oh,
Harry's
I do too.
pretty, he calls balls and strikes here, right?
Yep.
He's fair, right? I don't know if he's a lefty or if he's a righty. I kind of got
But
my
I like
feelings,
that. I
but
like that I don't know.
He calls balls and strikes here. If the data shows something, he'll talk about it. He'll do it in a fun way. And I like that. But yeah, let's not kid ourselves. Both parties right now are like a monkey banging a football. Like if you are somebody that has a loved one that works at the TSA, you don't care what the favorability is. You want a freaking paycheck. And both parties are shutting you down, making it so you can't get paid.
Right.
Yet they're going to the front of the line. They're cutting. Lindsey Graham Nasty's going down to Disney World, which is not weird at all. Doing all that kind of stuff. These are the people that are screwing you. So I get it. Favorability does suck.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. So, and listen, just to keep in mind, you guys, and I had to add this in, but when they're clutching their pearls over Trump and oh my God, he said the F-bomb in a tweet. Like, I can't believe he said the F-bomb on Easter Sunday, you guys. And like, they're clutching their pearls and they're taking the moral high ground. They're doing it. Just remember why we voted him in. Here's the clip.
Character is on the ballot. Compassion is on the ballot. Decency, science, democracy, they're all on the ballot. Who we are as a nation, what we stand for, and most importantly, who we want to be, that's all on the ballot.
How old are you, 17?
And the choice could not be more clear.
Yeah, it was all on the ballot, you guys. Remember the twerking and the boobs?
I remember the twerking, but low key, like they kind of sneak it in there at the very end. Joe Biden talking to that very, very, very young girl.
Right.
Are you 17?
Yet?
Are
you 17?
Oh, that's so weird.
Right.
That is so inappropriate.
The guy was a loon. Anyways, okay. real quickly, we have to talk about the fact that you are so thin now. And you've lost so much weight. Now, I don't think you did it with lean, but we have to talk about lean. If you guys want to be as skinny as Jason Hammer, because you guys, he has lost some weight. He looks fantastic. He's been doing it the old fashioned way.
That's Daisy's way of saying you used to be Fatty McButterpants.
You were not Fatty McButterpants. You were not fatty. I thought you looked great before and you look great now. But I was just like shocked when I saw you and we started working together this week. I'm like, my God, you've lost so much weight. But you guys, if you do not want to take the injections, you want to do it like the old fashioned way, but you need a little bit of help getting you there. You want to take away the food noise. You just need some sort of way where you can burn fat by converting it to energy. You can curb cravings, do all that kind of stuff, help lower your blood sugar, do it along the way. Just help you out. You can do that with lean. You can do it and you can get 20% off, free rush shipping. You can go to takelean.com, enter promo code CHICKS. This stuff is awesome. It was developed by doctors. My daughter-in-law is taking it right now. She loves it because it just kind of helps take the edge off where every day you don't have to think about or worry about, oh my God, what am I going to eat next? It takes the food noise away. I know people are like, what's food noise? But it's a real thing. It actually is a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
And now she's steadily losing, which is the way you should lose weight, is kind of slow and steady so it stays off and you can keep it off. And our sales manager, Jen, she did that at the beginning of the year after she said that she was eating for sport during the holidays. So it's a really good way to lose meaningful weight at a healthy pace. Keep it off. So go to takelean.com. Get 20% off with code CHICKS. Do it, you guys.
There we go. There we go.
Do it, skinny man Jason. All right. Next up, we have got to talk about Newsom and Swalwell. I know.
Do we have to?
Yes. And then I promise.
What have these people done to warrant us having to talk about Gavin Newsom and Swalwell? You've got an amazing comment section going on here.
I know.
They're trying to get their day off to a positive start. And you're just going to rain shit.
I promise. I know we're going to rain shit on them. But listen, I promise we're going to talk about some fun stuff. In fact, we are going to talk about fun stuff really soon. We're going to get through this real quick. And then we're going to talk about Kylie, Kelce, and what a hag she is. All right. But first, we got to talk about Newsom really quickly and also Swalwell and how much they both suck. First of all, the train. All right. I'm convinced, and I need you to tell me what you think about this, but the train in California, I'm convinced that it's just a money laundering scheme. Nothing's been done. Nothing will ever get done. They're just going to continue to take money from people. It's a ghost train. It's a total scam. And they're asking now for $125 billion more dollars to get this train done, which is insane. There is a clip here on two gentlemen asking for more money. So check this out, that you have an understanding of that.
But it's not our money.
Right. So screw you, taxpayers. I swear. So what I want to know is, where are all the bleeding heart liberals who are like, listen, we could spend that $125 billion on starving Californians? Right. On the homeless problem that is expanded since Gavin Newsom has been in office. Obviously, there's more homeless than there were before he got in office. And all these, starving kids across America. That's a lot of freaking money, you guys. They're not going to get anything done with this rail system.
If I lived in the Pacific Palisades area, I would simply ask, do you think we could get just a portion of that in case, I don't know, there's another fire that you guys didn't do a damn thing about? Can a brother get an extinguisher? Can a brother get a fire hydrant somewhere in my neighborhood where it's actually going to pump real functioning water? Can we make a little ravine where the water will actually flow through?
It would be nice. All of that would be nice. And there's that train, which is supposed to be a conventional steel wheel, high-speed rail and go about, I think it's supposed to go 220 miles an hour. And I just want you to compare it to Japan's, and I don't think I'm pronouncing this right, Japan's maglev train, which cost $60 billion. It took 20 years to build it, and it goes 311 miles an hour, and it's made with magnetic levitation. So check this out. You may have missed it. That guy's like the Japanese Tucker Carlson laugh, by the way. That's what he has. Anyways,
that is the Japanese Tucker Carlson.
I know, right? That's just, he laughs just like him. But
can we play it again? Because I missed the clip of the train going by, but now I just want to see Japanese Tucker Carlson.
Okay, everybody, let's watch it again. Watch it again. Can we watch it again? Did you see the train, you guys? It's like Japanese Tucker Carlson is awesome, but like 300, it goes 311 miles an hour, that train. And it floats. It's like Back to the Future hoverboard floating above the track. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, it's pretty amazing. And they did that.
In this country, could we get it that fast? Because let's be honest, we're a fatter group than they are in Japan. Like, I feel like if 100 Americans compared to 100 Japanese folks on the train,
the density
don't play the same.
Yeah, it's a little more density. I don't know. I have no idea. I just wanted to compare and contrast. I just thought I have no idea how it stops. Patriot. I have no idea because I'm not an engineer. I should ask somebody in my family they have engineering brains. I don't. I'm here for the communications, you guys. I don't understand it. Any of that stuff works. I'm just completely entranced by it because I see it and I'm like, how is it hovering above? How? I don't get it. It blows me away. So I wanted to share that with you because I thought that was really freaking cool. In stark contrast to the ghost train that doesn't exist in California.
The train to nowhere.
The train that doesn't exist. And then there's Swalwell, you guys, who is running to be governor of California. He wants to do what Gavin does, probably even worse than he does it. And there's a lawyer named Cheyenne Hunt, and she's the executive director for Gen Z for Change. She's spearheading sort of like a Me Too-ish campaign against him because he's a disgusting, like smelly, farty creep, right? To nobody's surprise. I had a bunch of screenshots that I was going to include, like because she wrote a huge novel on X about how she's basically going to go after this guy because she knows a ton of people that are going to, a ton of women that are going to come forward and be like, he is a nasty, disgusting skeeve who tried to proposition me. And so she's going to go after him. This is what's essentially happening, but I'm not going to I'm not going to show you all the screenshots because there's a ton of them, but she's going to do that. So stay tuned for that. That's happening. So a bunch of women are coming out against him because he apparently just like tries to get in the pants of everybody. It's gross.
Whoa. Hold on. You mean to tell me that the same Eric Swalwell that hooked up with a Chinese spy named Fang Fang may not be a stand-up guy when it comes to women?
Not a stand-up guy. I know. Everybody's shocked, right? But it's finally going to start coming out. I mean, and we'll see how the left handles it. This is what they do. They're like, believe all women except for the ones who accuse the Democrats of this stuff. So we'll see how that pans out. So that's happening.
Is there a bigger load of crap than believe all women?
Right.
Like, my wife will be the first one to tell you, we're a bunch of skeezers. We're full of shit.
A lot of them are, but I do believe the ones that are probably accusing Eric Swalwell, because look at him. Seriously, look at his history.
This is a debate that we've had before, and I want you to weigh in on this. Is Eric Swalwell best known for hooking up with a Chinese spy named Fang Fang while being on the Intelligence Committee, there you go, or farting on TV?
I actually would say farting on TV.
Me too.
I can't let that go. I can't let it go. He's so gross. And I just every time I see his face, I think of what he would smell like.
Right. And that tells you how powerful of a fart that it really was.
It really was a powerful fart.
Because if we're willing to say that that's greater than you being on the United States Intelligence Committee banging a Chinese spy, that must have been just one powerful bean burrito, warm Budweiser fueled beaver that you led on MSNBC.
Yes. Totally. He does look gassy, Lori. He does. He just always looks gassy, like he's got to take care of some digestive issue.
Gassy and bloated, right?
Yeah, he needs to get a handle on that.
Eric Swalwell's face always looks like the corpse you would find floating in a river.
Yeah. Yes. That is so descriptive and accurate. Yes, Jason, it does. And then also his campaign, you guys, this is so sketch and skeevy. His campaign paid his wife to watch their own children. Okay. This is a thing. You guys check this clip out.
Eric Swalwell funneled $200,000 from his campaign directly back to himself, claiming he used the money on childcare, according to FEC filings from 2019 to 2025.
Loser.
This includes more than $22,000 in just the final 3 months of last year. In addition, 3 payments totaling over $6,000 were made out to his wife, Brittany Swalwell, labeled as quote-unquote childcare. Critics say this is a deception, as people do not donate to campaigns so the candidate can spend that money on personal expenses, essentially using their campaign funds as a personal slush fund. Campaign finance watchdogs have slammed the move, saying there's a privileged class of politicians who exploit loopholes to pay for their lifestyles with donor cash. This isn't Swalwell's first controversy with campaign spending. In fact, his FEC records show that he used campaign cash for nearly $22,000 on quote-unquote event tickets to the San Francisco 49ers in February of 2024, labeled as fundraising. He was at the Super Bowl, where he also spent an additional $100 in campaign cash on stadium concessions. Thousands more on luxury items like limousine services, high-end steakhouse dinners, and alcohol deliveries, prompting a 2021 FEC complaint from the American Accountability Foundation, which accused him of converting campaign funds into personal use. Over $50,000 in total event tickets to NFL games, including a $1,560 disbursement for a 49ers-Eagles matchup in December of 2023.
I mean,
as we speak right now, are the funds.
How is that even? I don't think that should be allowed, like to pay your wife to watch your own freaking kids. I feel like, first of all, she should want to do that if she's a stay-at-home mom.
Listen, if you decide to hitch your wagon to Fartwell, then you have to watch the kids. That's part of paying the tax of living this high life. You got to funnel his hog. You got to watch his kids. If you're going to be that level of a gold digger, then those are the things you have to do.
Right.
And number two, like the fine folks of California, take a reminder from what happened in Chicago. Lori Lightfoot was the mayor in Chicago, Beetlejuice. Absolutely the worst.
I forgot about her. Thanks, Jason.
Chicago realized that, yeah, Lori Lightfoot might be at the bottom of the barrel. But if you lift up the barrel and you look underneath the barrel, you can find a whole new level of stupid. And that's how they found Brandon Johnson. That's what happened to California. Gavin Newsom, bottom of the barrel. Underneath the barrel, Fartwell.
Yes. Oh my God. He's so gross, you guys. And this guy wants to be the governor. So just putting that out there. You're in California. There's some information for you. It's really disgusting. Yeah. All right. Real quick, I got to talk to you about skincare. OneSkin, you guys. Y'all have heard Mock and I talk about OneSkin before. It really stands out as a skincare company. We love them so much because they have real science to back them up. You guys know I'm a data geek and I love real science. They have a great founding team. They're longevity researchers, and they have a mission to reduce the actual cells that cause signs of aging, like wrinkles, fine lines, and loss of elasticity. You know, like this stuff right here. And I love that because the mission led to OS1, which is the peptide that is the basis of everything in their line. And I love their cleanser. I love their moisturizer. I love their sunscreens. All of it is certified safe for sensitive skin, which I have. And it's a dermatologist tested, even for people with eczema, which Mock has. And so we just love it so much, the whole line, everything in it. People who use it notice that their skin is smoother, it's firmer, it's healthier looking, it gets better over time. We don't F with our faces, so we like good skincare that has science to back it up. They have over 10,000 five-star reviews, and they were recently featured by Bloomberg as a leader in the skincare industry. So it's really great. And they have all sorts of extensive data. Y'all know I love my data. They have 4 peer-reviewed clinical studies to back it up. So definitely check them out. Try OneSkin with 15% off using code CHICKS at oneskin.co/chicks, not com, but co. 15% off oneskin.co/chicks, code CHICKS. Do it.
Okay, that's exciting.
It is exciting.
Do you mind if I get my product in real quick?
You got to get your sponsor in today. I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you. You know, I appreciate you saying that I've lost so much weight earlier. You know, I've been lifting, I've been eating better, but I want to make sure that the female listeners have something that they can take away from my weight loss journey. So I've got a new product out. Ladies, if you're really looking to build some confidence, please try Hammer's Big Salty Nuts. Hammer's Big Salty Nuts are going to give you enough protein in your mouth to get you through the entire day. And if you're feeling a little bit low on confidence and maybe libido, nothing gets the mojo rolling like Hammer's Big Salty Nuts.
Yes.
You can find this in pretty much any single grocery store, outlet, or retailer you can find. And if you're embarrassed about it, maybe you're thinking that's a guy's food. Here's my advice. Wait till your husband leaves for work. Wait till your boyfriend leaves for work and then put Hammer Salty Nuts in your mouth. Right. It's going to make a big difference in your life. You're going to feel better. You're going to have more confidence, and I think everybody will be better off for it. So remember, ask for it by name. Send me a direct message. Even late at night. I want Hammer Salty Nuts in my mouth, and I will hook you up with the right place.
That's right. And then in the wintertime, usually you come out with your chocolate balls, don't you?
Yes. Yeah. And my big meat whistle, too.
That's right. It's always good for a holiday treat. I've been there, you guys. It's great. Okay, we got some entertainment stuff, too. We're going to do like a deviation, and then we're going to talk about immigration to kind of cap off the show. But first, we got to have like a deviation from all this crazy stuff. Kylie, Kelce, you guys, this is okay. I got to talk about the family tree here, because there's Travis Kelce, who obviously is in the state of a homosexual panic. He's the one that is marrying what's her name? Who's Taylor
NFL
Swift?
champion, tied in with the Kansas City Chiefs. Travis,
yeah, he's that. Thank you. He's marrying. It's sports. He's marrying Taylor Swift, right? And then there's Kylie Kelce, who's married to the Neanderthal-looking brother, Jason. Right. Okay.
He also played in the NFL. He was a bigger lineman.
Okay. So anyways, she has a podcast, because everybody has a podcast now. Naturally, she has a podcast. And she is an NFL player's wife. So of course she has a podcast. And she was answering people who were out there asking about this wedding, because God forbid anybody asks about the wedding of Travis and Taylor, right? Which is one of like the big weddings of the year. I don't care about it, but I guess a lot of people care about it. People who are like in their 30s and 20s and whatever, who are like big Swifties, care about this wedding.
I mean, she probably is the biggest pop star on the planet.
A little bit.
Again, neither one of us are probably rushing out to listen to her music. I get that. But game respects game. She sells out stadiums. She's probably the biggest star in the planet.
Right. Okay. So people are wanting to know about the wedding. Naturally, if you're into that, I would, you care. I don't care. Some people care. Anyways, hide your kids, hide your wives, because she has a mouth on her, this chick. She has some stuff to say about the wedding and what she knows about it. Here you go.
I want to say to literally everybody, I know it usually comes from a good place. Not always. But quit asking me and my mother-in-law about upcoming nuptials. Nobody's fucking telling you anything. I don't have any details. I don't have any details.
Does she have any details?
I have no details.
I guess
I have none. Look at that. That's how many details I have. None.
Oh.
None. Stop fucking asking me. Stop fucking asking my mother-in-law. TMZ. Fucking being creeps in the fucking airport. Ew. Here's the deal. Even if I did have any information, I'm not fucking telling you. That's private information. If I had it. Private information between family. So A and B, see your way out. You see what I did there? And while we're talking about A and B and C and letters, TMZ, SMA. How about that? For anyone who's confused about that, suck my ass. Can we get a graphic? Suck my ass.
Oh, okay. All right.
How about that?
Okay.
Great. Perfect. I feel like we appropriately nailed that. And I would just like to say, I recently went on Conversations with Cam, and Cam did it appropriately because she brought it up as a joke. Because she's an intelligent woman who knows how ridiculous that question is.
Unlike you.
You get it? Silly. Cut it out. I mean, you can keep here's the deal. You know what? Keep fucking asking. You know what my answer is going to be? I know nothing.
Okay.
Suck my ass.
All right.
No, actually, my answer, I'm done with the answer. I know nothing. My new answer, suck my ass.
Okay.
I'm going to get a headband with LED lights and it's going to say, suck my ass.
Okay.
And I'm just going to have a little button. It's going to turn on the minute someone asks me about it, suck my ass. Okay.
Okay.
Now that that's been addressed.
Okay, so she is Cabrini University's finest. She is awesome with her comms degree, doing a lot with that.
Right.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Nobody would know who this chick is if your soon-to-be brother-in-law wasn't dating Taylor Swift.
Totally.
Now, you married an NFL player, Jason Kelce. Again, he's the bigger one with the beard. Jason Kelce actually seems like he might be kind of a fun guy to have a beer with. I don't know, but
he does.
Like Jason and Travis are brothers. Now, they both played in the NFL. They had a podcast. They still have it called New Heights.
They do, yeah.
It was okay. I mean, people who like football and like beer and fart jokes, maybe you listened to it, maybe you didn't. But it didn't take off into the next level until Travis started dating the biggest star in the world.
Right.
And this chick, all of a sudden, we know who she is because she now gets this big podcast deal because of the Kelce family. Well, listen, if Travis breaks up with Taylor tomorrow, that goes back to being an afterthought and nobody gives two damns.
That's right.
ESPN keeps shoving Jason in our faces. They're sending this chick to the Olympics. Nobody cares about you. And if you actually listen to some of her podcasts, because I went back and did a deep dive on this because I hate myself, a lot of her shows, she's talking about relationships in the family and going on vacation with the Kelces. She clearly wants to talk about the family.
Totally.
But the biggest event that the family may have, Taylor Swift marrying Travis, she doesn't want to talk about that. Suck my ass. Go to hell. Nobody cares who you are.
Right.
You're an afterthought.
Yeah, she's just, listen, I'm not a prude, but she's crude and disgusting, and she's an entitled little hag.
Right.
You know, she is. She's gross.
Did you ever see that South Park episode where they were making fun of Meghan Markle and Harry, Prince Harry? Respect my privacy. And then they go on a media tour, and Harry's playing drums in his lawn. Respect my privacy.
Totally. That's her.
Exactly who she is.
Absolutely.
She wants attention for being a Kelce. She wants to capitalize off being a Kelce. But when people ask, hey, any information on the wedding? She gets all butthurt and offended.
Totally. Yeah. And I mean, it's trashy. The way she talks, trashy and crude. And like with all that money, maybe buy some couth. You know what I mean? Maybe buy some class. If you can buy class, maybe try to buy some because you have none.
Right.
Anyway.
And I feel bad almost for Jason Kelce, like her husband, because again, he seems like a pretty decent dude. And like so often in sports, you see like the athlete has to deal with the ramifications of bat crap crazy wife.
Yeah. Well, he married it. So
it's true. That's true. He put a ring on it. He did.
He married it. Okay. We got to talk about smart TVs and how they're evil and they must be destroyed. Really smart anything. I don't like all this smart stuff. And I want to know how you feel about it and how our audience feels about it. But I hate all of these smart things. I hate smart TVs. I hate smart cars. I hate smart dishwashers. All right. I want everything to be dumb at this point. I want somebody to open a store of like dumb dishwashers, dumb appliances that don't watch me and like keep tabs on me. I saw this yesterday where Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has recently filed a lawsuit against the 5 largest TV brands in the United States over their use of automatic content recognition. Okay. This is weird, you guys. Check out this clip.
If you are showing family photos or family homemade movies on your smart TV, automatic content recognition is taking a screen capture twice a second.
What?
Every half a second, it takes a screenshot, sends that back to the mothership.
Why?
And that's being used because we have to know what you're watching. Educational content, religious content, whatever it is you're watching, somebody wants to know. And the rationale for this, well, we can better target ads. If I know that you're into this type of video game, then that's going to go in your dossier and I can charge more money for companies that want to sell video games because I know you're interested in video games. So this is being done by advertising companies, but it never ends there. The advertising companies are compiling incredibly detailed dossiers on every one of us. And then once they do that, that information gets sold over and over again.
So if you're showing like, see, you can broadcast, like my daughter every once in a while will like, I have a PowerPoint. I'm going to talk about like Gen Alpha speak. And then she'll put it on the big screen. So if you're putting like family photos or homemade family, whatever on your big screen, they're taking screenshots of that. So that you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm probably the wrong person to complain about this too, because
I'm
in a very small minority. I'm all right with it. Like,
you're okay with it.
Accepted the fact that if my life's going to be easier and I get these perks and you're going to record everything that I do, I hope you enjoy the show. If you want to watch me walk around my house naked, if the Alexa and Amazon things want to just keep in and listen to me bang my wife, sit back, take notes, and maybe you'll learn something.
Right. So you're the Truman Show. Like you are the true, you're okay with being the Truman Show for all these weird.
If you want to see my hog and butthole, just ask me.
Like, you guys, he'll let you see it. He'll let you do it. On the other hand, I'm one of those people, I want like an old car that doesn't have any electronics in it. I turn off all the stuff in the new cars. Like I actually bought a new car a couple of years ago. It was my very first new car in forever. It was a Kia. I bought a Kia. And I got rid of it after like a year. I could not handle it because it had too much new shit in it. I couldn't deal with it. My husband's like, you are 1,000 years old because I am because I hate all the new stuff in it where it's like everything was automatic. I had no control. I ended up turning everything off in it. And I'm like, why do I even have this? This is so stupid. I just need like a 1979 Pontiac or something. Right. And I hate it. I hated it. So I got rid of it. And I got an older car. That's what I did. I just don't like all the bells and whistles. And maybe it's just me, and that's okay.
Face-to-face conversation right now, Daisy, just you and I right now.
Yes. Yes.
You've turned into my mom.
I am an old.
My mom will call me up. I want to watch Survivor, but I don't do the apps thing. Can you come over to my house? And she'll want me to drive 25, 30 minutes out of my way to set up her DVR. Not even like streaming devices, just a DVR, because that technology blows her mind.
I hate it.
I have to walk her through which remote it is to use. And you're this close to turning into my mom, which I hate because I find you really hot and this makes it weird for me.
I just hate it. I hate all the technology. I do. I'm not going to lie, you guys. And I know that makes me an old lady, and that's okay. You can call me an old lady, I'll tell you another thing that I miss is good late night television. I think late night television is dying, as evidenced by the fact that CBS has sold the time slot for the Late Show with Stephen Colbert to Byron Allen, who is he's moving it to back-to-back episodes of Comics Unleashed. Okay. So he's replacing it basically. He's replacing Colbert with, I think this is not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's fine. I think it'll be better than Colbert. Anything is better than Colbert. Like literally watching grass growing is better than Colbert. But Comics Unleashed is basically just a bunch of stand-up comedy, which I think will be fine. And as long as the comedy is not about how much Trump sucks, I think it'll be great. But so it's going to be that. But I do think that the end of it.
Hold on. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page here. The executives at CBS said we're going to replace Stephen Colbert with something funny. We're going to replace Stephen Colbert with comedy.
Right. We have a tweet. Can we put the tweet up about it? I think it's a tweet. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's like Byron. There it is. So CBS has told the time slot for a Late Show with Stephen Colbert to Byron Allen. And so he's moving it to Comics Unleashed. I created and launched Comics Unleashed 20 years ago with my fellow comedians so they could have a platform to do what we all love, make people laugh. I truly appreciate CBS and picking up our 2-hour comedy block, blah, 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 because the world can never have enough laughter. Okay, so if it's funny, that's great. But I think one of the things that I thought, the reason I'm including this today is because I feel like it is kind of the end of an era, because I do think that late night television is now going to be, I just think it's dying. And the reason that it's dying is because they have TDS-ified late night television to the point where it like we're putting a nail in the coffin at this point.
Right.
It's
It
done.
became activism television. That's all.
Totally.
that it was. And like late night hosts have always talked politics. Like Johnny Carson would do a monologue and he'd make fun of the president.
Right.
David Letterman, super lefty, and he got way more grizzled as he got older. But if you watch the Letterman show, you're going to get a few jokes about the president, but you're also going to get a top 10 list. You're going to get how many guys in a panda suit can you fit into like a diner across the street.
Totally.
People stopped doing bits like that. Saturday Night Live's the same thing. They don't have characters anymore. We talked about that.
Yep.
It became all activism television because they want to get invited to their butt sniffer parties. They want to get invited to all the fundraising, black tie dinners
and win awards.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to win awards, but go woke, go broke.
Yep, totally agree. So anyways, I just want to let you guys know that's happening. I may actually watch some of the comic stuff because I love comedians. I love going to stand-up comedy shows. I love that stuff. So if it's funny, I'll watch it. That's happening. Okay, last thing in this segment, and then we're going to talk about immigration a little bit. Babies on planes, yes or no? How do you feel about babies on planes? Jason, do you like babies on planes or do you not like babies on planes?
Baby is going to do a baby thing. If you have to get a baby somewhere, you got to fly. I'm not mad at that. Right. I have a bigger problem with the parents that just let little Johnny son of a bitch cry the entire time without trying to soothe him. Like, at least make an effort. All I'm asking for is effort. I feel like the coach of like a middle school basketball team here. The other team may be better, but get out there and try. Pat his back. Put a pacifier in. Walk him around. Do something. Don't just let little rotten bitch face cry the entire time.
Right. They are tiny people. They are tiny people. I totally agree. There was a video of a young couple with a baby who they were kicked off of an Allegiant air flight. It was going viral the other day. And the reason that they were kicked off is because one of the weirdos, I say weirdos, this is just my take. Okay. When a flight attendant falsely claimed that the baby had a fever and even asked for a birth certificate, using it as an excuse to remove the whole family, adding unnecessary fear and stress to an already difficult moment. The baby turned red, okay, because the baby was hot, overheated from crying. The baby it's a little white baby, and sometimes babies, when they cry, they get red, they get overheated. This is what happens, right? So anyways, we have a video of that. There's Karen. I mean, see, he's kind of red. And we can fast forward to the end. Do you fast forward to the end, Phil? You can fast forward a little bit to the end. And then they get off the plane.
This is our baby.
And there's the sweet baby.
They got us taken off of our flight and waiting for a used car seat because they said she was feverish because her face was red from crying and she's pale. Like her dad. Thanks, Allegiant.
This is the thing. So she wasn't really feverish, but they kicked her off the plane. Now, nobody likes crying babies on a plane. All right. Nobody likes it. As a mother, I'm like, I want to pick that. My instinct is to want to grab the kid and I want to soothe it. That's what I want to do. It's just, I know I don't have working ovary to save my life. Right. But I do still have the instinct to pick that baby up and to soothe it. That's what I want to do. It drives me a little bit nuts when I hear crying babies on a plane, but I don't think we should keep crying babies off of planes. That's just part of it happens, you know?
Right. Like it's a slippery slope, right? Because nobody wants to go to a restaurant or a wedding or an airline where there's a crying baby. No. But it looked like the dad in that case was at least trying to bounce it, soothe it, calm it a little bit. That's all I'm asking for is a little bit of effort. And since when did Allegiant start getting picky on how you get kicked off of an airline? Right. I've seen videos of big fat women peeing in the aisle on Allegiant flights. I've seen videos of people fist fighting on Allegiant flights, but yet we're going to kick the baby off. That's where we're drawing the line now.
Right. Come on. Let's do better. Can we just do better as humanity? And like maybe a grandma should have, instead of Karen going up to her and being like, you need to get off the plane because your baby's crying, maybe like help, you know? Let's just be a little bit more humane with people and crying babies. Let's try to do that. All right. So a quick immigration segment, because we always talk about diversity here on the Chicks on the Right show. This is going to be
very DEI friendly.
Very DEI friendly here on the Chicks on the Right show. So that CNN poll that I played a little while back that showed favorability towards Republicans, I think we're still doing okay on our side of the aisle because of commies like Mamdani. All right. this is just my assumption, because I assume that a lot of people see Republicans as the lesser of two evils. Like they see the Islamo-commie thing happening in the country, and they're like, nah, I'm gonna err to the side of the people who are not Islamo-commies, right? So Mamdani got on a stage yesterday and he said that those who make the most money or profit should pay more to ensure everybody can stay in the city amid a growing exodus of working class residents. Check this clip out.
It's being in the wealthiest city in the wealthiest country in the history of the world, we already see an exodus of working and middle-class New Yorkers. So I don't have a hesitation in asking those who make the most amount of money in the city or the most profits in the city to pay a little bit more so that everyone can actually stay in this city. It's also something not just about justice or the ability for working class people to live here. It is also actually about ensuring that corporations can continue to attract the top talent to this city. Because in a city where childcare costs more than $20,000 a year, I've heard from corporate leaders about how difficult it is for them to attract individuals who would work at their companies but want to raise a family, because you could be making $300,000 a year and you will feel that $20,000 a year because of the fact that we have allowed for the absence of affordable childcare to become reality here in this city.
He's just constantly asking for more money.
Right.
You know?
Look, I'm in no position to carry the water for Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York. Trust me, I'm not. But even she's doing like one of these face palm things when she listens to that. She had a speech a couple of weeks ago basically begging rich people to stay in New York and don't flee. And then on the heels of that, your most high-profile mayor maybe in the country is basically just crapping all over rich people.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. It never stops. So everything was going to be free, you guys. It was all going to be free. Well, nothing is free. Nothing. So that's your Islamo-commie right there. And then
guy, because I want New York to fail. Like I had a debate with a Philadelphia radio host because I do some fill-in work in Philadelphia sometime. And I get it. Philly's close to New York. I hope New York fails. If you guys think it's cute and funny to vote in this guy to lead the biggest city in the country, maybe in the world, then I hope you fail. I want this to be a learning lesson. Now, the argument on the other side is when New York fails, there's a domino effect. It affects all of the East Coast. It affects Philly. It affects DC. It affects other places. I get that. But sometimes FAFO and the finding out the FO is a big part of this process here. You elect a turd, you can't be surprised when everything stinks.
Right. And I'm 100% with you. I agree with you totally when it comes to the FO part. And like, it's kind of like an addict, needing to come to terms with the fact that they are in fact an addict. And that's when they're going to turn it around. Like these people will not get it until they're living in complete squalor and they understand that they have ruined the places that they live in by electing the people who ruin it. And so you have to live in the crap and then go, oh, wait, we did this to ourselves and we got to fix it. And the only way to fix it is to vote differently, to vote accordingly.
And I think so many people just do it because they're trying to be cute. And I don't know if cute's the right word here, but, I don't like Republicans or Democrats. Let me try this socialist guy. That's something new. Like do 5 seconds of homework and see if socialism has worked or communism has worked in pretty much any country, and then come back to me.
Yeah. But the worst is when it's not even to be cute, or they think they're morally superior. And you're not morally superior, especially when this douchebag's getting up on a stage and asking for more freaking money when he was like, everything's going to be free. It's not. This is socialist. This is communism is what it is. That's precisely what he is. He is a freaking communist. Meanwhile, Trump retweeted this yesterday and people, I'm sure Tucker freaking out. It's not up. We got to get it up on the screen. Fine. There we go. Okay. So that is the Mall of America. That was the Mall of America. And he retweeted that yesterday, and people were losing their minds that he had the audacity to retweet it. I don't understand why people would be.
This is horrible, and send your hate email to me. That's fine. But if we could get ready to play that clip just one more time. I'm starting to do this to Phil, who's an awesome producer who I've worked with before.
Phil.
Like the person in the red. Okay. Now, Imagine if this were E.T., because it looks like that scene at E.T. where they put the hoodie on E.T. and they're trying to move him around. Pretend like that's E.T. in the red hoodie and try not to laugh.
Okay, here we go. You ready, Phil? We're doing it.
I came here on H1B
No.
2004.
No.
Everybody was American.
Phil.
But the fast forward now,
No, Phil, no.
It is for them to attract.
Okay, there we go.
I came here on H1B 2004. Everybody
$20,000.
I'm sorry, it wasn't worth all the trouble that I put Phil through there. And
No,
I'm
it's
so
okay.
That's
it's
the
perfect.
first thing I thought of. Is it looks like the kids trying to get E.T. back home.
Yeah, totally. And people were so mad at him about this, but he's just showing the mall. Why are you mad at him? I don't get it. Why are you mad at him showing the mall full of Muslims and ET? Why?
I love your chat section. E.T. E.T.
I know, ET. Remember ET. This is the thing. So they were super mad about that because he's just being realistic and he's just replaying something that was already out there. When people get mad at you for just replaying the truth, I don't get it. I don't understand.
No commentary, just a song. Like, here's the mall. Take a look. That's what's happening.
Don't understand. That's exactly what it is. So people are mad. They're like, he's a racist. Really? Why? I'm not sure. You're gonna have to explain to me why. And then there was this clip yesterday that I saw about a town that's a little more than it's like 2.5 hours up the road from me. It's Frisco, Texas. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. And this is about Indians in Texas.
I came here on H1B 2004. Everybody was Americans. But the fast forward now, you don't see any Americans.
This is Frisco, Texas, a once quiet farm town turned home to one of the largest and fastest growing Indian communities in America, as the Indian population exploded from less than 2% to almost 20% Indian in the last 20 years. Many Texans are outraged, declaring there has been an Indian invasion. I pulled up to the Frisco Town Hall meeting to witness the clash of heritage Texans and their new Indian neighbors. Where are you from?
Hyderabad.
I'm from India.
From India? Where in India? Hyderabad? Why do you think Frisco became such a big hub for Indians?
They have their own community here.
No,
it's not like that.
Not like that here in Frisco?
No.
Motherland India or Texas, USA?
Oh, obviously, motherland India. Obviously, motherland India.
Oh my God.
Really? Did you come here on H1B?
Yeah. I'm on H1B.
H1B? Yeah. You're H1B?
Yeah.
Working here at 7-Eleven?
Yeah.
We need more or less H1B people here?
We need a lot less. I have 2 master's degrees. I was making over $100,000 a year. They said, you're too expensive. We're going to hire Indians.
If residents don't wake up, you could eventually have an entire Indian city council here because they're showing up to the voting polls and they're getting their people in.
If we give this up, we're doomed. The devil would say, well, you're racist. That's racist. According to the devil's dictionary definition of the term, I am racist.
I came here on H1B.
When did you come?
2004. I was only one Indian in entire my team. Everybody was Americans. But the fast forward now, if you go to my work any other places, you don't see any Americans.
I got laid off 20 years ago. I worked in IT. I have 2 master's degrees.
And how much do you think they pay the H1B replacement?
Well, at the time, 20 years ago, they paid him probably half what I make. I haven't been able to find a job in IT since, and it's really sad.
My name is Shri. My name is Inba. My name is Ardav. My name is Siddharth. Hi, my name is GT.
This is insurrection. This is the overthrow of the United States government.
Why are people with multiple H-1B companies registered to one address donating to Frisco's first Indian mayor?
If these were truly high-skilled Germans or Poles, we'd welcome the net positive.
I urge the council to reject such a rhetoric that divides residents based on where they came from.
Every person in this room right now, their ancestors have come from a different country, a different continent.
It seems like there's a lot of Indian people that are opening up their own companies and they have H-1B. So are they using that to bring people over? Are they possibly running laptop farms out of their houses and having employees from India do work? I mean, there's so many different questions.
H-1Bs are the scapegoats. The employers, those are the people who have to investigate it.
If we turn away from God and the Word of God, if we worship these Indians, these Somalis, if we just give everything to them, willing to cut your own throat, we'll die. So what do I think about H-1B or whatever? I don't want to go to hell. I do not want to go to hell.
God, that guy. Listen, above all else, H-1B stuff aside, what I took from that is that one dude who was interviewed, that one Indian guy who's like, there are no more Americans. He doesn't consider himself an American. Like, if you come here, like, all the logistics aside, if you come here and you melt, I embrace you. If you immigrate to the United States and you do it legally and you become an American citizen and you embrace being an American and you call yourself an American and you identify as an American, good for you. That's awesome. But when you say, I don't see any more Americans anymore, and you say my motherland is India, you're not American. You're invading.
Right.
That's what it is.
If you are dreaming about the sweet time back in the homeland,
right?
Guess what? You can go back if you want. Nobody's stopping you.
That's what's so infuriating to me. Like he's like, you don't see any more America. So I'm an American and he's not. So you're an American. These people here in our chat are Americans and he's not. And that's what pisses me off. Like Mock's parents came here from Poland, literally came here, spoke no English, and they did everything they could to immerse themselves in the culture. I mean, they watched like Gilligan's Island. They did everything they could to learn English, and they made their girls as American as apple pie. I mean, look at Mock, for crying out loud, right? And so they are 100% Polish blood, but became Americans. And they did that on purpose, with purpose. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, but these people are like, no, my motherland. And then I'm not American. There's a difference. And that, we could have a whole discussion about the H-1B, but that when I see that stuff, it just, man, what is that? Why have we lost that in this country? What is it? I don't
And here's the thing about Gilligan's Island too. Okay, now that we're talking about Gilligan's Island, like when I was younger, you look at Ginger and Marianne, Ginger, and you think, oh my God, look how hot these chicks are on this stranded island. As I get older, and again, I'm 48 years old now, I'll be 49 in October, I'm starting to realize there's a viable third option on that island. You get a few cocktails in me and Lovey Howell's going to get it.
Yes, there you go.
Lovey's not bad. Like,
Lovey.
Is she Ginger and Marianne? No, but have I done worse? Absolutely.
She's underrated.
100%.
And you know what? I bet she didn't like technology either. You know what I'm saying? She probably didn't. And then listen, piggybacking off of that last video, this Greg Abbott clip, you guys look at this Greg Abbott clip.
As long as I'm governor of this great state, Texas will be a land for the Indian community, a land for and we will continue to celebrate Diwali here in the great state of Texas. So happy Diwali, everybody. Happy Diwali.
Okay, so that was from 2 years ago, but that explains a lot. So there's that. And then I have this other clip of liberals waking up to the immigration crisis in this country because their side basically caused it. This is Lionel Shriver. She's essentially like a classic liberal, kind of like the Camille Paglia kind of liberal. Just listen to what she says about it.
I resisted for a long time this notion that Democrats were deliberately inviting masses of foreigners into the country because they wanted to grow little Democrats and create a one-party state. I've started to come around to that view. Before Trump effectively closed the southern border, I imagined a lot of it was incompetence and fecklessness. Now, there may be an element of that, but I think it was more intentional. The Biden administration opened that border on purpose and shipped people all over the country, wherever they wanted to go. They put illegal migrants with no ID onto commercial airplanes with regular passengers who all have to have, an impeccable national ID. I mean, it's just, there is design behind it. And I don't have any other theory aside from this pathological passion for minorities and a weird notion that people who are non-white are superior. I don't see any other reason for inviting so many people in, especially because, on the one hand, the left talks about, oh, we need these people economically. We have this aging age structure and, Social Security's imperiled and Medicare costs too much. And we need young people to fill out the workforce. But then, they support family reunification which means these people can bring in their parents, right? I mean, so much for improving the age structure.
Yeah. I mean, this is the whole notion of fundamentally transforming America. They hate us.
Fundamentally transforming our elections. Like this was playing the long game. They knew exactly by allowing all these people, millions and millions of people to cross over into our country, it might not affect the next election, maybe the next two. But when all of these people start having kids, and based on the laws we currently have, unless that changes, these kids become citizens of the United States, they're going to fundamentally be voting Democrat for the rest of their life because that's how it works.
Absolutely.
This was playing the long game. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Yep, totally. And DeSantis yesterday signed legislation that will ban Sharia law in Florida. Now it's going to take effect in July. I cannot believe we have to do this in America. That pisses me off that we even have to think about this. And you guys, only 7 states have laws that ban Sharia. Now, a lot of people think that Texas is one of them. We are not. It was on the ballot the last time that I voted. But these are the states that have Sharia laws: Arizona, Kansas, Louisiana, South Dakota, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Alabama. Now, in 2025, Texas created a criminal offense for unauthorized enforcement of foreign law. That's it. We do not have something on the books for Sharia. But that's it. 7 states. That's it. That has a law against Sharia. So keep that in mind. You think that every single state should have something against it because this is an issue in the it's becoming a huge issue. We have DeSantis. I don't know if it's a clip or if it's a tweet, but we got something with DeSantis doing that yesterday. Yeah, it's a tweet. He said, today in Tampa, I signed HB 1471 to protect Floridians' constitutional rights from the application of foreign and religious laws, including Sharia. This legislation also establishes a framework to combat terrorist organizations and ensures greater accountability for our education system, millions for education and public safety, but not 1 cent for jihad. Thank you. Thank you, DeSantis.
I'm going to miss Ronnie D when he leaves, man. I am.
Ron, oh my God, me too.
The best Republican governor in America.
Total badass.
Man, when he ran for president, he was a little awkward. Like, campaigning isn't necessarily his jam, but legislation is. You get him behind the desk and you get him to be able to work the people a little bit. You get what you want. You get what you vote for. I wish there was a way you could take all of that, mojo of being the best legislative governor in the country to the campaign trail.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's awesome. And Mock will forever be in love with him because, yeah. Okay, and then last clip, and then we're going to get to some reviews. This is a woman talking about a Muslim who made his way into an elementary school here in Texas. I didn't hear much about this. It wasn't really on the news, and I thought you guys should hear about it.
On March 10th, we had this little aspiring terrorist, Mohammed Najim from Baghdad, Iraq, and became a naturalized citizen in 2022. Walk into Zwink Elementary School in Spring, Texas, wearing tactical gear, carrying a firearm and a taser, and was asking about the school's security. He did not show any identification when asked, and then police identified him through security footage, and turns out he lives 4 minutes from the elementary school. They arrested him the next day, charged him with third-degree felony for unlawfully carrying a weapon at a school. And now he's released. He's released. I promise you this man is going to be planning another terror attack. Yes. Why is he in our country? How did he become a naturalized citizen? I would be willing to bet a lot of money that he holds radical beliefs. So are we like the dumbest country in the whole world?
Yeah.
Apparently. Anyway, bookmark this for when he does execute a successful terror attack. And we'll come back to it. I hate that our resources are being spent. I'm sure he's being watched. I hate that our resources are being spent on freaks like this that do not belong in our country because Islam is incompatible with the Western world.
Anyways, so that happened. That's happened.
Yeah, and this even happens at a local level too, not even a federal level. When you've got soft on crime, woke prosecutors or DAs, this happens. In my city, where you used to live, Daisy, Indianapolis, You've got a prosecutor that wants to be more like a public defender and keeps letting violent repeat offenders back out on the streets.
Yeah.
Your audience doesn't know, and I've said this before, but I think it's worth reminding. Indianapolis, Indiana has a higher homicide rate than Chicago per capita.
Oh my God.
Once you factor in the population difference, last year, Indianapolis outpaced Chicago in homicides per capita. And it's majority of the same violent repeat offenders getting out and doing this because Indianapolis and other blue cities around the country keep electing soft on crime people to deal with this stuff. And it just keeps going up the ladder. You know, she's talking about the federal level of bad actors coming into the country, but it starts at a local election. This is why you can't sit these local elections out.
And it's a shame. Because you know what? Listen, I remember when we used to be on the radio there in Indy, we would go out, sit on the circle. It was safe. It is not safe there anymore. And I blame Democrats for this. Like, it used to be such a beautiful, wonderful, safe place to go work, hang out, have families there. My God, my whole family, like a couple generations back, was in Indianapolis. It used to be they have ruined it. And so shame on them. This is just like so many other cities that we could talk about. The Democrats have gone in there and they have just ruined it. What a shame that is. Because what a wonderful, beautiful city
it is.
Indianapolis once was, you know?
And it still could be. Like, I think Indianapolis is one of the great convention cities. We just hosted the Final Four.
I know.
We bring all this big stuff in. There's two people that ruin the city of Indianapolis. It's the mayor and it's the prosecutor. If you can find a way to cut the head off that snake at the mayor's office and then move it down to the prosecutor's office, there's no reason why the city of Indy and other blue cities around the country, I'm just using Indy as the example here, should be at 200 homicides a year. It should be 100 or less.
Such a shame, man. Just such a shame. All right, you guys, we got to read some reviews. I know everybody's so excited to have Jason here. I am too. Let's get some reviews done. I'll go through the people and then Jason can tell everybody where you can find him, because I know everybody just wants to watch you later on today, actually. So love these broads from KZ, ULP, Mock and Daisy are hilarious and relatable. This is the only political podcast I've listened to consecutively for, probably the last 10 years or so. Wait, okay. Thank you for keeping me informed and for being strong in your beliefs. Keep up the good work. Thank you for that. These are from Apple, you guys. So keep those coming. We love seeing these. Love y'all from Tracy Lee 14. Thank you, chicks, for my daily dose of news. Love y'all. Thank you, Tracy. And then one more, I think we have starting our days out right from Quill Tinker. Mornings start out right with Mock and Daisy, the chicks on the right, breaking down the top headlines with common sense opinions and humor, and always finishing with fun, feel-good clips that leave you smiling as the day begins. I don't have any TikToks today. Usually Mock does those, but you just get to see Jason's smiling face, you guys. That's what you're going to unwrap.
Chinese TikTok.
I know, right? I don't do the TikTok thing. And then let me get through some of the reviews from today. Hold on. We got Marcy Perales. Good morning, Daisy and Jen. Hope you have an outstanding day. It's election day, so everybody get out to vote. Drag your friends. Much love. Thank you, Marcy. Supernova. Happy International Beaver Day. I know what Jason's into with that. Yeah, there you go. Beaver Day. Marcy Perales, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already done so. Also, if you're so inclined, share this podcast with your friends. Let's support our chicks. Thank you, Marcy. Miss Shell 55. Jason killed me yesterday when he said he's 48. He's the same age as my number 2 son. I understand him so well now. Daisy driving the bus this week is good. Well, thank you, guys. It's been an adjustment. I'm not used to doing all the driving and the montaging and everything. So you'll have
You're doing great. And I don't know if you have this on your list of comments for today. Strong hair game. Your hair was on point today.
Well, thank you, Jason. That's very sweet. Your hair is on point today, too.
Yeah.
It's really good. Arner, I won't tell anyone I've reached another birthday, but there will be signs. Also, Tucker Al-Abbas bin Mohammed needs to just take his place at the anchor desk at Al Jazeera already. Oh, my God, right? And oh, my God, Alex Jones and Robert Barnes just won WAD today. Thank you. And that was very generous, Arner. Thank you for that. Supernova. Thanks, Jason. Spit out my coffee. What was it? Corn and what is it? Oh, monkey and the football. When you said something about the monkey and the football.
Yeah. Monkey banging a football.
Monkey banging a football. It'll get people it gets the people going is what it does. Chasing Grace 1979. This is for Hammer's Big Salty Nuts. Gosh, I miss Gen X men, right?
There they are.
We deliver.
Wait till your husband leaves. Wait till your boyfriend leaves, and enjoy the big salty nuts.
Ask him about his salty nuts and his chocolate balls, you guys. R&Nerm, Daisy causing me premature DJW-lation. Every time I put my new car in reverse, it plays a video of the car running over the neighbor's cat. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Teresa CTM retired USN 03. Make no mistake, I love the chicks, but Jason is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
He is honest and blunt, but not that the ladies are not, but he is on a whole nother level. Love you all on the show. He is. This is why we have him here, you guys. We knew
We're
you
bringing a little
him.
testosterone. I like to bring a little tea. We're spraying a little tea around this studio here today. We're just kind of spraying it around.
He's just spraying it around, you guys. We love it. Gardy Lou 3415. I was an expat in Malaysia and worked as an ITS manager. Hired a lot of people from India. So much scamming, fake degrees, etc. coming out of there. Yeah, listen, like I said, I welcome everybody here as long as they're like, I want to be an American. And then we just keep America. And that is not racist or xenophobic. That is just everybody should want to be American like it used to be. What is the big deal with that? It's not racist to say that. Bo Mama 8, when he says no Americans, maybe he means white. Either way, invasion, not assimilation. Yeah, it's like, that's stupid. Americans are every color. Just freaking melt into the pot.
Right. Pay taxes and don't be an asshole. That's all we're asking for.
That's all we're exactly. Teresa CTM retired USN 03. I love Lionel Shriver. She has actually proven to be a great asset. I've listened to her speak with Coleman Hughes and several other podcasters. She was even on Gutfeld. Yeah, she actually, that's not her real name. Her real name is Margaret Ann, and she changed it to Lionel because she thought it was more masculine. She feels more masculine. So she's an interesting character, that Lionel. Yeah. Karen Cerencioni. Did you see crew of Artemis II asked to name a new moon crater after my buddy Reed's late wife, Carol? I did not. Google the video. Group hug is so sweet. I bet it is. We will have to look that up. And I'm probably missing Venmos this week, and I'm sorry about that, you guys. We may have to either make it up next week. If I'm missing you, I apologize. Thank you so much for supporting us and all the love and all the attention. I'm going to look for hate mail because we were really excited to get some hate mail yesterday. I didn't get any. So I'll look today and see if we get any. And if we do, we'll read it on the show. Where can people find you, Jason? Because they're going to want to talk and see you and hear about your salty nuts all day today. So tell them where they can find you.
Afternoons on your radio dial, 93.1 WIBC, Hammer and Nigel show. If you're out of Indy market, you can stream it anywhere. WIBC, just look for Hammer and Nigel. Personally, you can follow me on all the social media stuff. Twitter's probably my best, at Jason Allen Hammer, ALAN. You can follow the show at Hammer and Nigel. And if you guys want to keep this chat going, jump in mine this afternoon. You're welcome. Chicks fans, my fans. I consider myself the honorary chick with the stick. So come on in to my afternoon show, jump in the mix, and my fans will like you guys.
Yes, we love the chick with the stick. Thank you so much for being here today, Jason. We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful Tuesday. Bye, y'all.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.